Whoever sees this, he's escaped. We're all doomed. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Movies Done Dirty. Today we've got episode number 7, Cry Macho. You want to hit us with the summary?
Let's go for it. Based on the book, Cry Macho stars Clint Eastwood as a one-time rodeo star and washed-up horse breeder who in 1978 takes a job from an ex-boss to bring the man's young son back home and away from his alcoholic mom. Crossing rural Mexico on their way back from Texas, the unlikely pair face an unexpectedly challenging journey during which the world-weary horseman may find his own sense of redemption through teaching the boy what it means to be a good man.
I don't know about you, but that summary really makes me want to watch this movie.
I was hyped.
Alright, so I say we jump right into our categories.
Alright.
Starting off, number 1, the characters.
So you got Clint Eastwood, your classic, typical, old school, rough, rigged man, you know what I mean? He plays that role. That's just what he does. Obviously, it's directed by Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood stars in it. I can't see anybody else playing him. I mean, if you want to touch on support characters,
I think the support characters played their roles perfect. I mean, I really don't see how they could have put anyone else in the support roles and made it, accelerate, made it better. Everyone filled their role perfectly. They brought depth, I felt, to the characters.
Yeah.
There were layers to them.
There wasn't, a character that ruined the movie. It wasn't like, they could have done without that guy in the movie. Everybody played their part.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody played their part. What about the story and the plot?
Ooh, story and the plot. I mean, I enjoyed it. It had, I would say, it would follow the 3-act formula, but then again, it doesn't. It gets the first act, you find out what's going on, it brings you into the movie. Then it's got the middle act, and everyone's all happy-go-lucky. And it really, I did find myself look at my phone because I'm like, wait a minute, we've been in this movie for a while. When's the 3rd act gonna hit? And then it kind of does pop up, where the bad guys are coming, they're trying to get the kid back. And then it just, I feel like it ended abruptly. But it really didn't. I mean, overall, I'd say I liked the story. I liked the plot. It kept me invested. And I feel like the ending was a more realistic ending. What do you think?
Oh, boy. Here we go. So, I think I know why they call it Cry Macho. Because when I got done with that movie, I was crying. And not for all the right reasons. Not oh, it's sad my dog died, or oh, it's sad because a father reunited with his son. No, it was sad because I felt so empty. I loved every part of that movie as far as the story and the plot, what they did and what they were trying to do. And the last 5 minutes was just awful. Awful. I did not enjoy it. I felt so disappointed, and I almost felt ripped off. I did. you know? Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Oh, let's move on to the music and the sounds.
Loved it. Loved it. I did. It had that Western feel, cowboys, you know, the Western music at the beginning kind of gets you really into it right out of the gate.
The horses.
The old West noise. I mean, I felt like I was out there, man. I really did. If I could ride a horse, I would have, just because of the sheer, you know, ambiance of that entire movie.
Oh, absolutely. It felt really good. Like, I loved the sounds and the sound effects that were in there. It felt really natural.
I agree.
liked it.
I agree. So visuals.
I gotta go with the same as the music and sounds. I mean, it felt like I was in Mexico. It felt like it was 1980.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really enjoyed what they did with the visuals. Clint Eastwood's always done a really good job with the visuals and the sounds, and he knocked it out of the park with this one, I would say.
Yeah, 100%. Everything Steve said, I second. If I could just add a little bit on top of that, even just as much as that, the jukebox, you know, and it's not a spoiler. This movie, you can't spoil this movie. It's not like I could tell you probably anything part of this movie. It's not going to ruin it or make it, you know, unwatchable. But like just the little aesthetics of the visuals and just the overall atmosphere.
Yeah.
I just loved it, you know. Like I said, the old-timey jukebox, you just see that it had that really like run-down, ragged look to it. When they were in Mexico, you knew they were in Mexico.
Yeah,
you could tell it was Mexico.
Definitely had the feel.
So visuals, A+.
What about the pace and the flow?
Kind of back to story and plot a little bit. It flowed nicely. I was intrigued. I was into it. I wanted to see how it was going to conclude. And maybe my expectations were really high as to how it was going to end. And I think that's why the ending was just so disappointing for me. I just think that it had a great start, a mediocre middle, and just a little quick peak where you're like, ooh, it's picking back up again. And then just...
Yeah, I would agree. Like, the opening... It's quick, it's to the point, it gets you into the movie. The middle, I feel like it drags a little bit. Like, there's too much of the, like, happy ending just stuffed in the middle, I feel. So that you get a lot of that part of the movie.
Yeah.
And then the end, you're like, alright, bad guy shows up, they're on the run, here we go, it's time to... And it's over. And there's the end credits. Like, it really feels like that third act is, like, the last 10 minutes, maybe, of the movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that pulled it out. But again, I feel like it was a natural ending. Like, if it happened in real life, I feel like that's what the ending would have been.
Eh.
Well, I guess we gotta go for our final thoughts. What'd you think?
So, Clint Eastwood. Let me tell you, if you have a rugged, older grandfather, you are going to love it and relate to that on so many levels. There were so many times we could see our grandfather during this movie, just the way he acted and the way he did things. 91-year-old Clint Eastwood, kudos to you, man, for just doing it and making it happen. With that said, that's why it's so hard for me, because I've never seen a 91-year-old man with so many issues can just jump up on a horse and just ride it and bounce around. There were just some parts that just felt so, come on, you know, like he tried too hard. The ending is the reason I have to say it was done dirty. It was done dirty. I cannot tell you to go take the time out of your day, buy a ticket, and go see this movie. I can't. It just, I'm so hurt. I'm so, like, annoyed by how just bland that ending was, that the entire part... Steve, like, I don't know what to tell you. What are you doing?
It's time for the
The
main
heck
event.
was that?
In the ring, from Movies Done Dirty,
What is going on?
Wayne.
Why did you just say
And
my
making his way
name?
to the ring, the crying macho man.
Not like this. Gotta get the ladder. Ooh, yeah. That's right. The Macho Man, the crying Macho Man says this movie was done right. Enough out of you. At home, make sure you watch this movie. It is worth the view. We'll see you guys in the next one. And unless you want an elbow coming at ya, hit that subscribe button and be sure to comment down below. Unless you want to end up like this jabroni. Ooh, yeah.